What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel Pitolinmotionsocial in Motion, a place for busy people and dream chasers looking to achieve their goals in a more efficient way. So if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Ira and I do project management, self-improvement and the occasional lifestyle videos. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if that sounds like good content to you. And to my regular subscribers, nothing regular about you by the way, welcome back. You already know it's going to be a good one, so let's get straight into it. All right guys, so in this video we are back with part 2 of the key project management terminologies that you should know. So if you haven't watched part 1, we've already been through 5 really key project terms that you should know, so you go watch that, go watch that. You know you need to know those. And in this video we are coming back with another 5. Like I said in the first video guys, being able to keep up with the lingo and being able to use the right words when it's appropriate is so key in project management, especially if you're just trying to get into the door. It's really cool to show the recruiter that you do have good knowledge of the terms. You want to make sure that you know these. And as always, I'm going to try to keep it fun. I'm going to try to keep it, you know, down to a level that all people can understand. So let's get it popping. So the 6th term you need to know is high level, low level. And technically these are 2 terms, but they are very well interlinked. So I'm gonna start right there. High level, low level refers to the amount of detail there is in a particular thing. So for example, high level means that it's not very detailed. It really just casts on the main things that are in that thing. And I'm about to give an example of things in a minute. And low level means very detailed. For example, you might be asked to produce a high level plan, a high level project plan. When someone says that to you, what do they mean? They mean a non-detailed plan. They're usually referring to just the key milestones, which we discussed in a previous video, the main risks, the main dependencies, the main assumptions, and the main issues if there are any. That's what they want to present. Whereas on the other hand, low level, someone asks for a low level plan, they really want to know the nitty-gritty, day by day, what's going in here. They want to know the real life detail. So this could be a full look at all of the risks, all the issues, all of the milestones, also some of the deliverables, maybe looking at the schedule as a whole, and they want to be able to see that level of detail. It's really important to recognize high level and low level, and also when to bring out those 2 different terms / use those 2 different things. Your audience is really important. If you're talking to execs, for example, they don't want to see things in low level. They don't want to see your detailed interdependent plan. They don't want to see all of your risks and all of your issues. They just want to see the main ones, the ones that are critical, the ones that are high impacting. Whereas sometimes if you're having a peer-to-peer review or you're sitting down with your line manager, for example, they might want to see the low level. They might want to double check that everything here, we haven't missed anything out, we're on track, everything's tracking well. So it is really key to know the difference, and you might hear that term used a lot. Up next we have RACI, also known as the Responsibility Assignment Matrix. RACI is a simple diagram used in project management to map out the roles and responsibilities in a project. It's also an acronym which stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. It's a really good tool and helps to eliminate confusion when trying to figure out who on a project is meant to do what at a granular level. So I'll give a very good example. At the beginning of a project, you might have lots and lots of stakeholders, but not every stakeholder needs to be involved in every single task, every single decision. If you want to be a good PM, you want to make sure that everyone that needs to be part of either decision making or needs to be part of the consulting process or be informed, you want to make sure that you know exactly who that is, for what tasks, and also when and to what frequency. RACI is really designed to help you do that. So at the beginning, you'll have a list of lots of stakeholders and you'll sit down with the management to go through and create a RACI chart. I'll try to put one up on the screen, not one that I've created, but just one up on the screen so you can see generally what that would look like. And as you can see here, against people's names or perhaps their title, you can see at different areas of decision making or different areas of the project who needs to be responsible for something, who needs to be accountable for something, something, who needs to be consulted during a decision or something of that nature, and who just needs to be informed when things are happening, who just needs to know, you know, you send out a quick comms what needs to happen. Now, a lot of people say racy is really dated in this day and age, so I mean, that's a discussion for another day. If you want to have that discussion for another day, do drop a comment down below and I'll see if I can get a video on that. All right, guys, so this one right now, I need you to pay attention, because this one right now is what every PM needs to be aware of. This one right now is the difference between you really doing a project and delivering it well and it being an absolute disaster. Let me talk to you about scope creep. What is scope creep? Scope creep is the adding of new features and functions to an already agreed requirements or work or new product. So these are things that have not been authorized. And why is this so important, guys? Remember when I went back in the last video, go back to me with the last video, I spoke about something called baselining. Baselining effectively is you all deciding as a project group, this is what we're going to deliver. Scope creep is when, you know, that this is what we're going to deliver, i.e. the scope starts to expand. It starts to expand. No one signed it off beyond the baseline. So the baseline don't say this. These are not things in the baseline, but we're all of a sudden doing extra work. Guess what the issue is? Within your extra work, your budget's not increasing, and neither is the time that you told the client or the business or whoever that you're going to deliver this project. Where there's scope creep, it becomes so problematic, because now you're exerting additional time, but you're actually expected to still deliver on cost and on time, and it becomes a bit tricky. It is so easy for the scope of work to just increase, and you have to be hyper aware of this as a project manager. A lot of the time it's the engineers that are the issue. I'm not gonna lie, the engineers just be doing extra things because the client went to them directly and said, can you just do this? And they'll be like, yeah, I'll just do it. But now that means that the work that they were meant to do today, they can't do it today anymore. They're moving it to tomorrow, but guess what? There's no additional time to do that work tomorrow. Problematic. To avoid scope creep, it's really important that all additional requests come directly to you and not to your team, and you're able to analyze that. I'm not saying you can't do the additional work, but you need to let them know, okay, no worries, can do this, I can do that for you, you know, but it's gonna cost you this much extra and I'm gonna need this much time. It's really important that you don't allow scope creep to happen, guys. I cannot say it enough times. It will really be detrimental to your project if you do not catch it early, so make sure you are aware. Lastly then, guys, we have MVP, which also stands for minimum viable product. The minimum viable product is a product which has just enough features that is usable and releasable into the field that customers can start providing really helpful feedback for future development. Usually the MVP will provide just enough features to make that product functioning and useful to the client. This term is used all throughout project management, but mainly within the software space where they are releasing features in the software to the market. Especially in agile software development, it's really important to understand the MVP right at the beginning of the project. Say for whatever reason, the team have said, we are going to deliver these features in these sprints, etc. within this timeline, and we're going to aim to get this product out by this date. Things go wrong, you know how it be. This is project management. You can then reprioritize down and say, okay, fine, we'll drop off this feature, drop off this feature, drop off this feature. But if you know the MVP, you know the minimum amount that you must keep in order to get out the door. It helps with prioritization, and it also helps you know if you're going to make your goal or whether you're just going to be completely out because one of these key features, in order to keep this product functioning, we cannot deliver, we cannot do. If that is the case and you know that the engineers on your project are having issues with a critical core feature, your thing should be ragged as red, right? You should know that this is the time to escalate and we need to do something about that. So make sure you know your MVP when delivering products. All right, guys, so that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. In all, part 1 and part 2 gave you 10 really key project management terms that I hope you understand in more detail. If you did enjoy this and it was useful, you did get some value out of this, please give me a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. There's lots more content coming, and I'll see you in my next one.